The Barbie style, originally called skinnies, is a hyper-feminine, tall, glamorous look. Think pink pastel Bratz doll energy. An avatar that looks like it stepped off a runway and then immediately loaded into dahood. It grew into its own full subculture, shaped heavily by the queer community, with its own slang, old gen, new gen, yas, girl bi, and a fierce internal hierarchy over who had the best face and the most clout. Why is it hated? The look gets called cringe and over the top. The community built a reputation for being some of the most dramatic, gatekeeping players on the platform, and, in the worst cases, documented racist behavior in games like Dress to Impress, using the avatar editor to mock black players, slurs in chat, gave the whole style a stain it couldn't wash off. It peaked, it faded, but the reputation stuck. Now we get to the big one, the one that defined an era. The Slender is a tall, stretched-out avatar dressed almost entirely in dark or black clothing, stitched face, spiky hair, maxed-out height settings. Inspired by the internet horror icon Slender Man, this style took off when Roblox introduced the R15 body type system, which allowed players to customize their characters' proportions. Nobody knows exactly who started it. Names like 3BWX and Candy Parker get thrown around. But by the mid-2000s, Slenders were everywhere. They built their own culture. They had specific games they hung out in. Mocap dancing, club games, hangout simulators. They had their own social hierarchies. They were basically the Roblox version of the emo kid who sat at a specific table at lunch. Why are they hated? A few reasons. 1. The aesthetic reads as try hard. You've maxed out your height, you're wearing all black, you've got a stitched face. People see it as performative edginess. 2. Slenders developed a reputation for being toxic in games. Bullying other players, targeting bacons, gatekeeping spaces. 3. And this is the big one, they became associated with online dating. The Roblox community has always had a massive problem with odors, and Slenders were constantly accused of hanging around in-game clubs to hit on other players. Fair or not, the reputation stuck. Slender became less of a compliment and more of something people said when they were mad at you. If the Slender is the edgy guy, the copy and paste, or CNP, is the female equivalent. Same energy, same height modifications, same dark aesthetic. But where Slenders leaned into goth or punk, CNPs leaned into a kind of cookie-cutter e-girl look. Colored hair, stitched face, identical body proportions to dozens of other players. The name says it all. People said these avatars all looked exactly the same, like someone just copied and pasted the same outfit onto thousands of accounts. They were associated with TikTok, online dating, and drama. The stereotype was that CNPs were always in some kind of beef with someone, always in a group chat, always on Discord at 2 a.m. causing problems. Hated because unoriginality in a platform built around creativity. When your whole avatar is identical to 10,000 other people, the community sees that as a failure of self-expression. Add the odor association and the reputation for being cliquey and dramatic, and you've got a style people actively made shirts to mock. Around 2020, a new aesthetic took over. One that was softer, more pastel, more wholesome looking. Two versions emerged, the Softie and the Bloxburg Mom. The Softie was pastel everything. White or blonde hair with the little bows, pale pinks and blues, oversized proportions but without the dark edge of Slenders. It exploded because of TikTok, COVID lockdowns keeping kids home and on their phones, and a wave of aesthetic culture sweeping the internet. The Bloxburg Mom was similar, but more suburban. Think yoga pants, ponytails, squiggle mouths, pastel fits, all built around playing the game Bloxburg and role-playing as a neighborhood parent. Why are these hated? The community called them boring, unoriginal. Softies got the CNP treatment. People said they all looked identical. The Bloxburg Mom got made fun of for being cringe and childish, which is funny because Roblox literally is a game for children. There was also real elitism from older players who considered pastel aesthetics the new noob look. Low effort, mainstream, no personality. The Pick Me avatar is less about one specific look and more about a vibe, usually a softer, more approachable fit. Nothing too edgy, nothing too bold. The whole point is to seem different from other girls without actually being different. On Roblox, it showed up as avatars designed to appeal to whatever group was nearby. Hanging out in military RPs dressed demurely, joining friend groups, and slowly copying the dominant style, agreeing with whoever had the most clout. Why is it hated? Because it's performative. The community can smell inauthenticity from a mile away. When your avatar changes depending on who you're trying to impress, people notice, and they don't respect it. The Headless Horseman bundle on Roblox costs 31,000 Robux. That's somewhere around $300 in real money. It gives your avatar literally no head, just a floating body. And for years, players who had it treated it like it made them royalty. The headless became a signifier of wealth, and wealthy Roblox players are not universally loved. The community started mocking the headless flex, people who wore it specifically to show off in games, standing in lobbies just being headless at everyone. The hate here isn't about the look, it's about the attitude. When your entire personality is, "I spent $300 on a virtual head removal," people get a little annoyed. The Gooner avatar uses Roblox's UGC catalog to create female-presenting characters with exaggerated proportions, specifically using body-modifying items to create a very curvaceous look. The Gooner label, borrowed from internet slang, gets applied to these avatars by other players, usually as an insult implying the person wearing it is going out of their way to make their character look inappropriate on a platform that's supposed to be family-friendly. The debate gets messy fast. People who wear these avatars argue it's just fashion and self-expression. They're not doing anything against the rules. Critics say it's an intentional attempt to push Roblox's content limits in a platform where a huge chunk of users are minors. The real problem is Roblox's UGC system. Since third-party creators can now upload body accessories and clothing, the marketplace has filled up with items specifically designed to modify avatar body proportions in ways the original system didn't intend. Roblox can't keep up with moderation fast enough, and the community wars over it constantly. It's hated because of the context. Roblox was built as a kids platform, and avatars that look like they belong on a different type of website feel out of place. And that friction is very real regardless of where you stand on it. In 2025, the game Grow a Garden, created by a developer named Jandel, became one of the biggest games on Roblox. And it sparked a full-on community war with a competing game, Steal a Brain Rot. The two sides went head-to-head in an admin war. Basically a massive event where whichever game pulled more concurrent players would win a bragging rights showdown. Jandel even put money on it. For every million more players Grow a Garden had compared to Steal a Brain Rot, he'd donate thousands of dollars to charity. To show support, Grow a Garden players equipped a free in-game outfit, the Green Bean. It gave your avatar all green skin, a medieval hood of mystery, and a silly face. It looked ridiculous, intentionally. Suddenly, Roblox was flooded with thousands of green, hooded, goofy-looking avatars raiding games and showing up everywhere. And just like every other avatar trend in Roblox history, people started hating it. Not because it was edgy or inappropriate, but because it was everywhere. It was chaotic. And a mob of green beans descending on your game is a lot. The avatars also got associated with the generally rowdy behavior of the admin war event itself. It's the newest entry in a long tradition. Mass adoption of a look leads to mass backlash. Like and subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you in the next one.